PG.
Coming up on your 19 News, Michigan's flu season is here. Health officials are recommending vaccinations for the latest strain, plus a new Christmas market in Ishpeming. Details tonight.
Good evening, everyone. I'm John Truitt. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, a new proposal in Lansing could change the way lawmakers oversee state government. We'll hear from State Senator Ed McBroom. And the president has reclassified marijuana. We'll tell you what that could mean and what one UP representative thinks of the change. Plus, winter weather means snowmobile season is officially underway. We'll talk to the Keweenaw Snowmobile Club about what to expect this year. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
And a first look at your forecast. We had a lot of things change in a short amount of time. That was because of that major cold front. So I hope no one got too used to those really nice temperatures that we saw before yesterday, because today we only hit 14 degrees for the high and the average high is 26. We did accumulate 3.9 inches of snow. That's a respectful little dusting. We'll add on to some more snow for tomorrow, upper 20s with some snow showers at least to start off the morning. We should see it tapering off. So I'll break down the rest of the weekend and a look at your holiday outlook in just a few.
In Lansing, lawmakers are reviving a proposal aimed at changing how the legislature conducts oversight of state government. A bipartisan package introduced in the Senate would create a new joint oversight committee with equal representation from both parties and both chambers. The Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy explains what supporters say the bill would do differently.
A new bill in Michigan's Senate would restructure how lawmakers oversee state government. The bill would create a bipartisan, bicameral joint oversight committee with subpoena power.
Over the years, oversight, particularly since term limits have kicked in, has really degraded. Most of the time, oversight becomes either way too soft or it's become just a political leverage point.
The committee would review Auditor General reports and make recommendations to legislative leadership. McBroom says the idea has been years in the making and stems from frustration with how oversight has functioned under term limits.
We have to have good, consistent oversight all the time, regardless of the dynamics between the party controlling the legislative body and the party controlling the governor's office.
Under the bill, the committee would include 8 lawmakers, 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans, split evenly between the House and Senate. Leadership would rotate regularly, preventing one party or chamber from dominating. McBroom points to other states where similar models are already in place.
I'm trying to look at big picture. How do I make a long-term difference on this process so that a lot of these bad things that happen aren't as likely to happen in the future?
The proposal is tied to a constitutional amendment that would have to be approved by voters. If the legislation sees a 2/3 vote in both chambers, it could land on the ballot as soon as next fall. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
President Donald Trump is taking action on marijuana policy, signing an executive order that changes how the drug is classified at the federal level. The president signed the order Thursday, officially moving marijuana from a Schedule I drug to a Schedule III drug. The change eases federal restrictions, but it does not legalize marijuana nationwide. Instead, it reclassifies the drug under a category that recognizes accepted medical use and allows for expanded research. Previously, marijuana was in the same class as drugs considered highly addictive with no medical value. Under the new designation, marijuana is treated more like other Schedule III drugs, which are generally viewed as less prone to abuse and commonly used in medical treatment. Supporters say the move could open the door to more scientific research and reduce barriers for patients who rely on medical marijuana. The decision has drawn bipartisan attention, with most Democrats supporting the change, along with some Republicans. However, others in the president's party disagree with the move.
But I've supported marijuana reform throughout my entirety in public service, and we welcome any opportunity moving forward to continue that work.
So I'm fully supportive of the Schedule 3. Now is the right time to make it a Schedule 3. So as a Schedule 3, the government can legitimately put money into research. So our hands now are not tied.
Yeah, I think it's a dangerous drug, and I'm not so sure that's a good decision, but we'll see how it plays out.
Until this week, cannabis had the same classification as heroin, LSD, ecstasy, and other Schedule I drugs. The executive order directs the Attorney General to loosen federal restrictions quickly, but it lacks a precise timeline. As Congress wrapped up for the winter holidays, we caught up with one freshman senator about his first year in office. Our Washington correspondent Rachel Knapp shares what he focused on this year and his goals for next year.
After narrowly winning Pennsylvania's Senate seat over incumbent Senator Bob Casey, Republican Senator Dave McCormick shares a few things he focused on in Congress this year.
Stopping the flow of fentanyl, law and order in our cities, securing the border, unlocking energy. And so passing legislation or supporting policies that ultimately delivered on those 10 promises was job one. I think we made a lot of progress on that. Still work to do, but a lot of progress.
This summer, the senator hosted an Energy and Innovation Summit, bringing in global leaders in energy and artificial intelligence to the Keystone State. He says the summit secured $90 billion in investments for Pennsylvania.
So it was a great thing. I think every year we'll do a summit of some kind that's focused on innovation and focused on the things that Pennsylvania has to offer to the world. We're in a battle with China for leadership in AI and energy, but we're also in a battle with Georgia and Tennessee and Florida and Texas to make sure that they know, the world knows, that Pennsylvania has so much to offer. And we need to attract that capital and that talent to Pennsylvania to make sure it creates great jobs.
Looking ahead, the senator says he wants to tackle the affordability crisis.
The big three that I'm most worried about, the big three are the cost of housing, the cost of energy, and the cost of health care. We need more housing supply. So I've introduced legislation and we've passed it out of committee on the Road to Housing Act, which is going to make it much easier to build new housing. On energy, we need more energy production. So we need permitting reform. We need to embrace all forms of energy, whether it's solar or nuclear or natural gas. We need it all. Healthcare is the maybe the toughest nut because healthcare prices have been going up like crazy. Obamacare failed. It was supposed to provide greater access, better quality, and cheaper healthcare. It's done none of those things. So we got some work to do.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
This past week in Washington, congressional members recessed for the winter holidays, and the president makes some changes to a well-known building in our nation's capital. Once again, here's our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp with this week's Washington Recap.
This week in Washington.
So we're proud of what we're doing, able to lay it out very directly to these senators.
Secretaries Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio held a closed-door briefing with congressional members on the military strikes in the Caribbean. They say it's all part of a counter-drug mission,
which is focused on dismantling the infrastructure of these terrorist organizations that are operating in our hemisphere.
And the president gave a primetime national address.
After 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong.
In his 18-minute speech, the president blamed the previous administration and Democrats for the economy and other issues. President Trump touted his policy reforms, claiming an economic boom is headed for the U.S. But Democrats paint a different story. They share concerns over rising costs, especially health care.
The cost of living in this great country is far too high. That America is too expensive. That far too many people, working class folks, are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck.
Before the break, the House passed a health care package designed to provide a conservative alternative to extending the expiring ACA subsidies. It's unlikely it will pass the Senate. And the Kennedy Center in D.C. will get a new name, the Trump Kennedy Center. The president's hand-picked Kennedy Center board voted to rename it, but renaming could run into legal challenges. The laws that created the center prohibited the renaming of the building. It would take an act of Congress to officially change that. And the deadline to release the Jeffrey Epstein files is up. On Friday, Attorney General Todd Blanche says the Justice Department won't release the full Epstein files to Congress, instead sending over a partial batch. Blanche says they are redacting names or identifying information about witnesses, but failing to turn over the full unclassified files could counter what the law says, which gave the department a month to publicly share the documents. The House and Senate have recessed for the winter holidays, but they've now gone home back to their home districts without passing a deal to extend the enhanced Obamacare subsidies, which will impact millions of Americans. The House was able to secure enough signatures to force a floor vote, but leadership has pushed that vote until the next year when the subsidies have expired. I'm Rachel Knapp, and that's your Washington recap.
Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, a group in Ishpeming is working to help local firefighters. We'll tell you how they aim to keep fire hydrants clear of snow. And snowmobilers have hit the trails in the Keweenaw. We'll hear what the local clubs have to say about where to ride and what to expect this winter. Stay tuned.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Ford gets you there. Now through December. Lease a 2025 F-150 for $399 a month for 36 months. Fox Marquette Ford. Experience the difference.
Attention outdoor enthusiasts, Barriga County Trails in Motion is building a new era of adventure right here in Barriga County. We're expanding and maintaining hiking, biking, skiing, and snowshoeing trails to connect the Upper Peninsula and bring more recreational opportunities to our community. Join us at our membership drive on December 20th from noon to 6 p.m. to learn more. Together, we can put Barriga County on the map for outdoor fun. Visit our Facebook page for details. Barriga County Trails in Motion, moving forward together.
We know you're wondering, what's Jack's Crew up to now? Our brand new barbecue menu is smoking, with plates all week and big platters on the weekend. Every Friday night, dive into the Drunken Fisherman, featuring unique fish dishes and sauces you won't find anywhere else. Ready for hunting camp? 4 racks of our award-winning ribs. Plus, order ahead at our Take and Bake favorites: lasagna, chicken pot pie, brisket, a fresh soup and salad bar, perfect as a meal or an add-on, and more. Jack's Restaurant on Main Street in Rapid River.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Ford gets you there. Lease a 2025 Ford Bronco, Big Bend 4-wheel drive for $398 a month for 36 months with zero due at signing. Sign and drive. Fox Marquette Ford. Experience the difference.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. Maybe by now some of you are ready for winter to be done, but it unfortunately hasn't even officially started yet. I know this weekend will be split. Saturday is the last day of fall. Sunday is the official start of winter, and then we can just all complain about it and have it accurately be winter time. But we've seen plenty of snow already. Tomorrow morning, very early tomorrow morning, is not necessarily going to start off as any lake effect snow. This is just an overall snow system that will move through. But once it does, then we'll get northern winds back into effect, and then Saturday night into early Sunday morning we'll have some of that lake effect snow that will definitely impact your travels. We have plenty of snow on the ground already. Those warmer temperatures didn't really help to solve all the snow that's on the ground. It did melt some of it, but we were right back to the cold and more snow, so continue to drive very slowly. Everything is still slick, and especially if you get temperatures rising to above freezing like we did see briefly, anything that was in the middle of melting has been frozen, refreezing. So future snow could still pick up about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 to 5 inches of snow from now until Saturday night. So a full 24 hours. Not a lot, but this is still enough to give you some issues if you're looking to get ahead of some traveling, get some Christmas shopping done. It's still going to be an okay weekend to do so, but just be aware of the possibility of some light snow showers, especially for tomorrow morning. And then this is when we get that shift. That's the northern winds that will be, or the northwestern winds back into effect. That's very lake effect of the direction, and anytime you get those cold temperatures with even just 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, it's going to feel much colder. But like I said, with the rising and falling of the temperatures. We did see some freezing, especially last night and early this morning. So ice is very possible to continue to be on the roads. Even if it's a very thin layer, you see any type of shine on the roads. I know I'm not really needing to tell you how to drive, but if you get out and drive like it's July 10th, there's going to be some issues because any type of car can slide if you hit the ice in a certain way. So try to avoid driving really fast, leave some space between cars. We all want to have a nice holiday season. You don't want to add some sort of car issue on top of all the things you need to get done before Christmas. So this is what we're looking like for Christmas. Thankfully, not seeing single digits on here. I actually think we're going to have a slight warm up for the holiday outlook itself. So across the Upper Peninsula, Marquette, Escanaba, Houghton, and Newberry, Christmas Eve, this upcoming Wednesday, things should stay dry. Now we do maybe have a little system moving our way for Christmas Day. I'll have a closer look at this when we get into next week, but at least we're looking at some upper 30s maybe for Christmas Day. That's not by any means t-shirt weather, but it's an improvement from Sunday. We're into the teens for the official first day of winter, and then we are into the mid to upper 30s just ahead of Christmas, and then again I'll have an update on Christmas Day as we get into next week.
Thank you, Kelly. Businesses and homeowners in Ishpeming are being asked to help keep the city safe this winter by adopting a fire hydrant. With nearly 300 hydrants across the city, keeping them clear of snow can save critical minutes during an emergency, minutes that can mean life or death. The Ishpeming Fire Department's Hydro Hero program invites kids 17 and under to team up with an adult to clear snow from around nearby hydrants. Participants will be recognized in March with certificates, cookies, and hot cocoa at Doozer's Cookies.
Kids can team up with adults, be parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, neighbors, what have you, and pick a fire hydrant. They register with us, and they adopt it. They keep it clear throughout the winter. If there's any damages that need to be reported, they report it to the city if there's anything that looks, odd or unusual.
And remember, keeping that fire hydrant in front of your home clear and accessible is ultimately the responsibility of the homeowner. Snowmobile season is underway, especially up north in the Copper Country, where riders now have access across both sides of the Keweenaw Peninsula. Our Andrew Hands has the story.
It's said that the winter season doesn't officially begin in the Keweenaw until the lower level of the Portage Lake Lift Bridge opens its ways for the tens of thousands of snowmobilers who cross it each year.
Yeah, so the bridge is usually the signal to everybody that trails are in pretty good shape and we're ready to start riding.
As of now, 225 miles of trails are open from Toivola to High Rock. These trails are groomed nightly with hopes that the bridge is set up with enough snow for the season.
We typically only have to put snow down once a year, barring any major melts and stuff. We have had to add a little bit here and there. And then we groom it nightly. We don't have a trail counter here. We know that based on some trail counters down in Twin Lakes and a couple of things we've done up north, there's 50 to 60,000 sleds that are riding the trails in a given winter.
The annual tradition is brought on by the City of Houghton, the Department of Transportation, and Coast Guard Station Portage. The trail system itself is made possible by surrounding communities, serving as an economic boost for its local businesses, as well as through sponsors of the Keweenaw Snowmobile Club.
Without those supporters, we wouldn't be able to have a trail system like we do and a way to maintain the equipment. So much of our community depends on it. There's estimates of over $40 million a year that come from snowmobiling in the region. So without that in here, a lot of our businesses that are sponsors would not be able to operate throughout the winter season. So it's really a great way to come up and enjoy and support the local economy.
We'll have information on how to become a member of your local snowmobile club at WZMQ19.com. Reporting in Hancock, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
Last night, the Escanaba Downtown Development Authority recognized the volunteers who make community events a success. The DDA highlighted the work of residents and local professionals who generated ideas for new activities like the Logjam Music Festival, promoted the Escanaba Farmers Market, and made efforts to make their town a little brighter. Their work goes a long way towards supporting the DDA's placemaking goals for Michigan's longest small town, downtown.
Placemaking helps to create vibrant, people-centered spaces that boost economic development, foster a sense of community, and enhance residents' well-being, which means that we are creating a community that they feel good about living in.
In 2025, the DDA connected several local businesses with funding opportunities, with the future Lake Effect Distillery being one of 6 Upper Peninsula businesses to receive a Match on Main grant this summer. Sports with Mike Lettelum is coming up after the break, where Westwood is in Negaunee for both boys and girls basketball.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Chevrolet gets you there. Lease a 2026 Chevrolet Equinox for $398 a month or choose 0% APR for 36 months. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
We are here around the clock in all weather. Your home away from home in medical crisis. We've seen it all, weddings through holidays. We don't have all the answers, but we're always present. It isn't for the thank you. We do it for our guests like Tom, Pam, and Nora. And your support brings warmth and comfort to families in need. Please donate today and help us make it home.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This Is Home Community Calendar.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Pure Outdoor.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Chevrolet gets you there. Lease a 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 for $389 a month or choose 0% APR for 36 months. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
Good evening, everyone. Some nights you know it's going to be a good night. Some nights, not so much. It was easy to see which was which for the Westwood and Negaunee boys basketball teams at Lakeview Memorial Gym in Negaunee. We'll start her off in the first quarter. Westwood's Jacob Riddle with the steal, going the other way, finds Ethan Marta, closes in on the lane, hits the shot. The Patriots have a 2-0 lead. Negaunee responds. Waylon Harvilla will have the ball, and he is going to find Cole Prucy near the corner. Prucy bags the three-pointer, and the Miners have a 3-2 advantage. A scramble for the loose ball is going to be won by Ethan Gauthier over to Easton Gannett for 3. That ties the game at 6 halfway through the first quarter. Keep that in mind. Then the Patriots took over. Riddle to Ethan Marta, back to Riddle for 3, and Westwood is up 9-6. And the points just keep coming for the Patriots. Caden Balzerini leading a fast break to Marta. Yep, that one's good. 13-6. Patriots timeout Miners. It did not matter to Logan Thomas that he gets his shot rejected by Easton Gannett. Gannett actually accidentally threw the ball back to Thomas for the basket. 18-6 Westwood after run. 1. The Patriots outscored Negaunee, believe this or not, 29-2 in the second quarter, 35-8. And Westwood stays undefeated with a convincing 56-31 win over Negaunee. To the scoreboard, Menominee tops Spark River Harris 68-33. Daniel Connor 25 for Baraga in the win over Calumet. Apparently it's the first victory for the Vikings over the Copper Kings in about 10 years. Dollar Bay, no trouble with Chassel. Gladstone 67, Escanaba 48. Norway cruises past Rapid River 70-23. It was Pickford 67, Rudyard 40. Stevenson over Hannahville 83-43. Nathan Klein 21 for Stevenson. Sam Beaver 21 for Hannahville. And West Iron County is 25 better than Jeffers 62-37. Let's go to Ishpeming for a girls game between Hancock and the Hematites. First quarter, Alicia Aho wins the opening tip to Emery Chenoweth, right to the lane for the bucket, and the Bulldogs a 2-0 lead. For Ishpeming, Brittany Pietrowski to Janessa Eagle score. She had 26 points and became the all-time leading girl scorer for the Hematites. But I can barely get those words out. Lucy Biekala, Emery Chenoweth to Alicia Aho in the corner for 3. Off the inbound on the other end of the court, it will be Eagle to Frankie Stetson. She misses the three-pointer, but Maya Hemmer is there for the putback. She had 12. Hematites go on to win this one 60-53. Back to Lakeview Memorial Gym for the Westwood-Negaunee girls game. Off the inbound, it will be Michaela Fisher returning the ball to Lynn Magnuson, and she will hit the baseline jumper. She had 12 points. Patriots up 2-0. Miners answer. Liliana Saunders, Paige O'Donnell to Claire O'Donnell. Sister Act works good here for 2. Jump ahead is Michaela Fisher to Morgan Schneider. Up to Josie Harricks for the high arcing basket. Patriots up 8-5. Then it's Negaunee's turn. Kira Waterman grabbed the rebound and goes coast to coast for the basket and foul. She missed the free throw, but Negaunee is down 1 at 8-7. Then Paige O'Donnell, Gretel Johnson baseline drive and bucket. She had 11 points. Very defensive battle. Negaunee takes this one 30-19. Trust me, it says 30-19. To the scoreboard, Lily Johnson of Gladstone had 47 points, but did not get enough help. Houghton had 3 in double figures, winning 63-59. Cedarville Detour easily over Engadine. Lance 57, Calumet 39. Kingsford no trouble with Escanaba 61-29. Menominee 6 points better than Oconto 39-33. And Jeffers easily over Ontonagon 53-18. How about college basketball? The Michigan Tech women entertaining Northwood. Late third quarter action. That's Negaunee's Ella Mason finding the range from three-point land. That's a 14-point lead. Early in the fourth, Caitlin Maxwell gets smart, gives it to Mason for another triple. She had 4 of those in the game, led all scores with 25. Tech up a dozen. Timberwolves cut into the deficit though. Then Soraya Timms knocks down a 3-ball, 83-77. She had 14. Then under 10 seconds to go, Carrie Kiefer, yes, from three-point land. She had 18. It's a 1-point game at that point. They foul, of course they do. Kendall Stanfest will make 1 of 2 free throws from the line. So it's a 2-point lead with 3.2 seconds on the clock. And Maeve St. John had 25. But could not get 28. The long triple missed by that much. Huskies won 89-87. They will host Grand Valley State on New Year's Day. Elsewhere, the Michigan Tech men win 64-52 over Florida Tech. Marcus Tomaszek had 22. Dylan Keel 15 for the NMU men. Another victory in Puerto Rico, 81-42. For Lake State, the men won easily, 108-50. The women won yesterday over Illinois Springfield, 67-61. How much hockey can I get in? Well, we'll give it a try. Calumet 6-3 over Trenton. 2-1 Houghton over Heartland in overtime. Marquette easily over Saginaw Heritage 9-1. It was Fenton Linden 5, Negaunee 3. Kingsford over Anago, and Sault Ste. Marie edges Big Rapids, and we will be right back.
Our goal at SAIL is to assist individuals with disabilities and promote accessible Upper Peninsula communities for everyone. We partner with people to remove barriers and support their journey toward greater independence. And during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, you can get a great vehicle and support this great cause. With every new Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru and Fox Marquette are donating a minimum of $325 to charity, November 20th through January 2nd. Fox Marquette Subaru. Experience the difference.
Celebrate the season with Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. Gathering with family and friends during the holidays will create cherished memories that will last a lifetime. Make the season even more special this year with a holiday engagement. Stop into Richardson Jewelers and choose the perfect engagement ring. Your family and friends will raise a glass in celebration. Make your holiday engagement special with Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette.
At Richardson Jewelers.
Did
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you.
Call or scan for your free writer's guide today.
Watch 19 News and Weather on YouTube. Just search and subscribe. WZMQ 19 News is always available for streaming 24/7, and it's free. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
And a final look at your forecast. Yesterday was a blip. We saw well above average temperatures, but we're right back down to reality. And this is actually going to be the last official day of fall tomorrow. Very winter-esque, right where we should be. Very seasonal, upper 20s with some snow showers, at least to start off your day. We'll see a spike up to that probable range, especially for the Marquette area. So watch out if you're headed out early for any reason tomorrow morning. It shouldn't impact your entire day, but we could get a little blast of a few inches, just a nice dusting with some lake effect snow right after that. So roads will be slick for the entire week. And they also could still be slick because when we're seeing this temperature trend of above average, as soon as we get to around that freezing or just above it, we're going to see melting, but then the overnights will refreeze everything back into play. But this is good news when it comes to Christmas. We have to bear the cold for the first official day of winter this Sunday, and then we rebound to around freezing with some snow showers to start off the week. And then it looks like we could even see some rain when we get closer to Christmas Day. So I'll have more later on in the week.
And we had college football. Western Michigan in bowl action today. The Myrtle Beach Bowl against Kennesaw State. Did not take long for the Broncos to get going. First play from scrimmage, Jalen Buckley busts it 65 yards for the touchdown and a 7-0 lead for Western Michigan. And it didn't take long for the defense to kick in two, as Kershawn Fisher will go 47 yards with this fumble. And Western had 27 points in the first quarter, and they went on to win the Myrtle Beach Bowl by the score of 41-6. The Broncos end the year by a 10-4 record. Thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend.
Good night.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Ford gets you there. Now through December. Lease a 2025 F-150 for $399 a month for 36 months. Fox Marquette Ford. Experience the difference.
Our home, full of beauty, energy, and opportunity. But in today's world, your business needs more than foot traffic. It needs